Hey, this is Al Bain from Al Bain for Leather, and I'm over here in sunny Florida, coming at you from Viviana Demikova's new studio. So she happened to pick up a Cobra Class 8810 post machine. This is a very cool little machine, and what we'd like to talk about is how to thread it. Okay, so basically you're going to put your cone on and feed off the top and through the grommet toward the machine, and then come over to this little post here. Okay, so this post is a pre-tensioning device. So the thread's going to go in and through the little holes, and depending on how much tension you want, you're either going to wrap it around once or twice or whatever, or the less tension just by kind of feeding it through. So that's kind of dependent on how your stitches are coming out, whether you want to add a whole bunch more or not. And then we move down from there over to this other one, and this kind of does the same thing. So you can go around the posts or just in and then out. Right now I got it set up where there's virtually no tension at all. It's going in the first one and out the last one and coming to this guide on the tension device here. So it goes right in through this little hole, and in between this little spring cup, there's a little cup there, and the thread's going down beneath it, through there, behind this post, and then in between the two tension discs. So you want it to go between the two tension discs and out over and behind this post, down in between these two discs here, and behind the plate to the take-up lever, or to the take-up spring, I'm sorry. And then through this little gate, up to the take-up lever, down through this gate into the guide here, through the little gate there, into that guide, through the little hole in the needle guide, and then through the needle itself from the operator's right to his left. So let's do it together with the thread. Okay? So here's the tip of my thread. I'm going to put it in the little hole at the top. Comes out there. And then we needed just barely any tension. So I'm just going in and out. But if you need to develop a whole bunch, here's what going around and around would look like. See, and this is going to create so much tension, you probably break the thread pulling on it. But that's only for illustration purposes. So here I'm just going to put the bare minimum amount just to guide the thread and get it moving easily. And now this one, the same thing. You can either go in and up and over, developing medium tension, or you could go around like a corkscrew and develop a whole bunch of tension. Okay, so depending on how your stitches are coming out, you would decide there. Now here's where it gets tricky. Going to go in through the upper device, and in between these two little discs here, and down into the middle. Okay, so now it's coming out in a smooth motion and going behind this little pin, and then over toward the tension disc. So in between the two tension discs, and then the trick is to get it around the back of that pin and then back out like that. Okay, so now that it's going up and over that pin, we're going to drop in and go between these two discs here that reaches over toward the take-up spring. So there's a little hole there, and you can see on the side, come from this side and look there, that the flange has got a little finger going toward that little hole. What you want to do is get the thread to go past that and come to the other side. So what I do is I put a bunch of tension on the pre-thread. So look at my hand over here. See, I'm holding that tight. And now look right here. I'm going to pull up on the thread, and it's going to go past that little point, and now magically it's on the other side of that bracket. Look here. Can you see it from there? It's on the other side. Mm-hmm. Okay, now when I pull up on it, it makes the spring go. So I'm going to take it and put it in through the side of this. Now it's going up toward the take-up lever, through the take-up lever, okay, and then through this side. Now it's going in and through and down, And this one, the same thing. And we've made so much tension over there that it's really hard to pull it. So I'm going to end up changing that later. And now through this little guide in the needle bar. Now here's where it gets tricky. How do I get the thread through the needle when this presser foot is in the way? So I just, move it out of the way. You see that? But you have to have the foot up, otherwise it won't go up. So raise the foot, pull it over to the side, and then feed the needle from the operator's left to the operator's right. Take out all the slack, and then the needle system is done. Okay, now let's talk about the bobbin. So to open the bobbin case on the Cobra class 8810, you're going to grab right here. See these little finger marks on the front and on the back, and pull this cap open. Okay, now this is a FOF style bobbin. Okay, so this little lever pops up. You see that? Stick your fingernail under there. Oh, but you don't want to ruin your manicure, so we could use a small, simple tool and just flip it up. Okay, then I grab the whole bobbin case and the bobbin at one time. And this grip is the important grip to understand. Okay, so with a fresh bobbin, you want it to pay in the clockwise direction. So hold the thread with your pinky and grab the bobbin with your index and thumb. Holding the bobbin case with the opening to the top and then the groove to the top, put the bobbin case in there and then pinch it together with your index and thumb so that the bobbin doesn't fall out and it's in control and the thread isn't going to slip out. And then I'm going to load this by sliding the thread on this edge into that groove and then under the leaf spring. And then out through this little hole right there. Can you see where my fingernail is? Up through that little hole. And once I get it in this position, I'm going to grip it in my right hand with the thread coming through my pinky. I'm holding it so it doesn't move, and I'm going to slide it all together right onto that little post, all in one move, and then close it. Once it's closed, I want to pull some out and make sure that it didn't bind up, and this is ready. Okay, so now I'm going to hold the needle thread, cycle the machine 1 revolution, and pull the bobbin thread up. Okay, I don't recommend sticking your finger under the needle, so I'm going to use a screwdriver and grab that loop and pull it out. Then, at this point, you can close the post, pull the needle threads to the back, and close the foot, and your 8810 is threaded up. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me or the Leather Machine Company. You can get to me on Facebook in Tips and Tricks with Cobra Class Leather Working Equipment Forum, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. And only thing I ask is that you enjoy your day and pay it forward. Thank you.